Hello, everybody. I'm Mark,
I'm Rob.
and welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown, one of the best and hottest sports talk shows on YouTube. Guess what, Rob? We need you to subscribe. Not you, but you listening. Hit that notification bell when you do. Need more. Our goal is 1,000. We're getting close. We're close to 800. And guess what? That helps us, and we appreciate your support. Our live show Eastern Time is 7 to 8 Eastern Time on Mondays. Okay, and make intelligent, non-insulting comments and make suggestions all you want for videos. Rob, we just made a video of Cheryl Swoops, who's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but not all the past legends are crazy.
Right.
And not all of them are hating on Caitlin Clark. And this was a couple of weeks ago, but we didn't bring it up. I just want to show the difference between someone who's rational, who's not insane, who played in the league and is a legend of the game, and her take on Caitlin Clark and the league.
Right.
Tamika Catchings, you probably heard of her by now. If you haven't, she was a legend of the game. She played for the Indiana Fever, just like Caitlin Clark, for 15 seasons, leading them to the 2012 league title as finals MVP. 10-time All-Star for the WNBA, and she also has 4 Olympic gold medals from 2004 to 2016. And she was live for the game when the Fever played the Sky, the first game. And so she was asked by Christine Brennan what she thought of the cheap shot. And she said, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that, especially that's where injuries happen. The play itself was wrong. And as a whole, we all have a responsibility to make sure these things like that don't happen for anybody to get hit like that. And she went on to say it wasn't a basketball play. And she said, from a league standpoint, you have to protect the players.
Right.
The fact that the referees didn't take the time within the game to go and look at it, I was really surprised. I was at the game and I was really surprised they didn't look at it and that they kept it moving. Rob, we talked about that. It's amazing to me. The key thing is that they didn't look at it and even to try to decide what happened. Although it really shouldn't make any difference. That ref was 3 feet away.
Right.
It's all exactly what happened.
Right. But what I like about, we're comparing legends here, and I'll go into where they asked her about Angel's reaction, who she applauded that cheap shot and gave Carter a hug on the sidelines, and Catchings kind of replied and says, I have not talked to Angel, but the main point I wanted to point out is that she said that Angel has got to be herself, but there's got to be a maturity level from all our rookies as you grow in the game. And as you become more mature, you understand what is acceptable and what's not acceptable. And you learn from the mistakes that you make. Now, that's the way that Cheryl Swoops should have responded instead of, other than saying that, Clark's a bully.
Right. Yeah, this was a bully move. But the key part that I want to emphasize, Rob, is she says that's where injuries happen. Now, I pointed this out, and I did a video where I didn't like Colin Cowherd's take. Oh, she'll be fine. She's okay. She's a professional. I go, yeah, on plays to drive into the basket, a hard foul, she'll be fine on those. But this is a blindside shot. It was kind of like the back thing. She didn't know it was coming. You can't always brace yourself for the fall when you don't know when it's coming. And that's why this play was so dangerous. And that's why people are not making too big a deal about it, because you could really get injured on a play like that. She could have hit her head if she didn't fall properly. And I want to point it out. So she also said, she went on to say, I remember the cheap shots. I remember getting held. It happens. So the reaction as far as some of the player goes is, we've been playing too. She and the other rookies will still have to come and improve themselves. And she says, but not with cheap shots. So she's saying, yeah, the hard fouls are okay, and you got to prove yourself as a rookie, but cheap shots are totally uncalled for. And that's important.
I would love to see her talk to Angel Reese. And I think she needs to, because like she stated, I mean, she's got to realize Angel Reese, she's got to realize she's got to start being more mature. She's got to be a mature woman. She's 20-something years old. It's time to stop with the kid games and acting like a clown on the sidelines when somebody gets hurt. How would she feel if when she got knocked down, suppose Caitlin Clark stood up, if she was at that game, Caitlin Clark stood up and clapped when she gets knocked down like that.
Rob,
oh my gosh. Just think what the uproar would be if Caitlin Clark had done that.
Sorry. She talked about that in the interview. Here's what she said about it. From Angel's standpoint, same as Caitlin, all eyes are watching you. Just what
Right.
you just said.
Mhm.
Angel has got to be herself, but there's got to be a maturity level for all you rookies as you grow into your game and as you become more mature and you understand what is acceptable and what's not acceptable, and you learn from the mistakes that you make. Angel hopefully has the right people around her, which she obviously she does not have the right people around her, or she's not listening to them around her that are like, hey, you know what, not cool right there. And how do you adjust and how do you learn from the situations? So she said, by the way, she said Catchings, who has told Clark that if you need me, I'm here. And she talks to her now or then. So I'm glad because I feel like I know that Caitlin Clark has a nice surrounding team around her, but it's nice to have somebody who's gone through it there to support her. I'm really happy to hear that Tamika Catchings is there to support Caitlin because she could use all the help she can get to get through this mentally.
Well, Mark, it's not just for her. She wants to reach out to all the rookies. She wants to reach out to Angel, and that's what I mean. Swoop should do instead of being a bitter old lady, and then spewing out stupid comments. Why don't you bring? I mean, that's the problem I say with my people. Bring the person up, bring her up. Why don't you bring her up and say, hey, I see what's happening here. Or Angel, yeah, you want to be bullied. Well, you say that you want to be the villain, but I don't think that's the right kind of path for you to take. I mean, be the wise old person. You've been there. Instead of taking the hate route.
That's a good point. You want to know? In our other video, we covered this having to do with Cheryl Swoops. She said she thought Angel Reese was handling it really well, which she's not. She's handling it horribly, and that's why Cheryl Swoops needs to just go away if you're not going to go and help because
exactly.
Because I'm sure Tamika Catchings said just the opposite to Angel Reese because that's what the truth is. And Cheryl Swoops shouldn't be saying she's handling it beautifully when she's not. She should be going, hey, this is how you should handle it. You're doing poorly. And
she's
that's
almost
what she should have done. She's not helping her by telling her that she's doing well.
She's almost encouraging her to do that. She's not even condoning it. When Arenas said that it's kind of bullying, she's like, oh no, I know. She immediately turned like, well, I know somebody who's doing it worse. Instead of saying like, yeah, you're right, she does kind of act like that way. She totally deflected what he said and turned to Clark, which is like, that's really dumb. So I mean, here's a legend, Tamika Catchings. Why can't you be like her or like some of the other legends? Just reach your hand out to these young women, and you want the league to get up, to build up, and to be prosperous because it makes you. And as a legend, if the WNBA goes up higher, that even makes you look even better because they're like, oh wow, you played the WNBA. It's going to put you more as the face of the NBA.
Right. So
WNBA.
This was a great interview, and here's some more things she said. Obviously, Caitlin is a tremendous player. Now, has Cheryl Swoops ever said that about Caitlin Clark?
No.
No, heaven forbid if she compliments Kate. She said, she did say when she was doing the broadcast, she was doing the color commentary. She did say she's a very good passer, which is like the understatement of the year. But anyways, she said, obviously, Caitlin is a tremendous player. She comes in with a lot of success in the college game. I love her personality. I love who she is and definitely happy to have her here in Indianapolis. And I think she'll have a great career in the WNBA. There's a lot of weight on her shoulders, and she's handling it very well. And then she went on to say, every single night, the opponent's game plan is structured around Caitlin Clark. It's huge. They're guarding her at the half-court line because of the fact that she makes logo threes. They're face guarding her.
Mark, where have I heard that before?
We're making it up.
I've heard that somewhere before. Somebody said that. I'm not sure.
They're picking her up on the free throw line on the defensive end. Every single night, she's going to get single, double team, and triple team, quadruple team. That's a huge compliment. And by the way, Catchings was 5 times Defensive Player of the Year, so she knows what proper defense is and good defense is. And she's a legend. And so I just wanted to go over some of the things that she said about that because she's got a good perspective and she seems like she's level-headed, unlike Swoops. And I think there's a big difference there. Go ahead, Rob. You wanted to say something about that last thing?
No, exactly. I mean, the contrast is so different. It's just totally like night and day. I mean, I don't understand what's the big deal of you. I mean, you don't have to flaunt her. She just said she's a tremendous player. She didn't say she was a great player and she's going to be the GOAT of the league. She didn't say anything like that. She states facts. She is a tremendous player. So you can't deny that. So when you sit there and like, well, she has too many turnovers, or she's still growing in the game, still growing. And this, I mean, this build. I mean, like you said, the women want to build each other up, but they don't do it.
She talks about the turnover, and she said, Caitlin has been so comfortable with her college teammates, but now Caitlin and her new teammates are trying to figure out how to play together. It's an adjustment of coming into a totally different system, totally different coach and coaching staff. Well, she really doesn't have a coach, but that's the only thing that's consistent is basketball. She knows how to play the game of basketball. A lot of the turnovers are adjusting to playing with her teammates, and they're adjusting to her. She had a 30-point game, and she has had single-digit games. She has had highs and lows, but that's to be expected. And then she actually talked about the enforcer, that in social media. And this was her opinion on that. I'm on the outside looking in, but I would say this. There have been injuries and very few practices, and they're still trying to learn with each other, and they're still trying to learn how to play with each other. So that when you talk about an enforcer, you enforce because you're a team, and you know and understand how to protect each other. None of this happens without a team effort. Right. I think they're still trying to get to that point. This is a smart woman.
Yeah. I mean, brilliant. That's just as the British say, brilliant.
So in terms of intelligence level, we look like Tamika Catchings is a 10 and Cheryl Swoops is a 1. But with Cheryl Swoops, it more has to do with her not being objective because of jealousy. Tamika Catchings didn't make as much money as Caitlin Clark, but she's not throwing all this jealous hate out there for her. Why? Because she's way more mature and a much better person than Cheryl Swoops. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Right. No, you're right.
And she's much more accurate in what she's saying.
She's stating facts.
So I thought that was a great take. And it came out, this interview came out like 10 days ago, but I wanted to go over it because I didn't cover it before. And it reminded me about this interview, how it was drastically different. And they're the same perspective. They're two former greats of the league. And it's like night and day. Or like I like to say, it's the dark side of the moon with the bright sun. That's how different their take is on Caitlin Clark in the league. And Angel Reese. And right. She has it right. And Cheryl Swoops is a moron. And I'm going to say that because that's the only way to describe her take on everything. She's insane.
I agree with you. She's a moron. And
let's hear more from Tamika Catchings and less from Cheryl Swoops. Please, Cheryl Swoops, go away. Please.
Yeah. This. I mean, it's like just stop talking. Just stop talking. Okay. Yeah.
That's our take. Guess what? Mondays, Eastern time, 7-8 is our live show. Please join us. You can call in and you can talk and you can make suggestions and all that good stuff. And please, if you haven't subscribed to, we need more subscribers. Hit that notification bell when you do. And guess what? Like the video, please hit a like. That helps out. And intelligent, non-insulting comments is great to hear. And we're doing a good job of that. I think we've got the smartest listeners in the world.
Definitely. Most definitely.
And that's our show for today.
All right. Peace out.
See you in the next video.